destruction in the two universes.
This is the Lexx. It's a spaceship, but it's also a big bug. And this is me, again. Okay, so I'm a robot head. But just for now, I hope. Lexx, let's tell our story.
We can only tell our story so far, because our story is far from over. While traveling along just now, I ran into a time-space anomaly.
And I think the anomaly is giving me a strangely clear sense of clarity as to who I am. Or rather, clearly was.
And I am experiencing an unfamiliar lucidity as well.
Relative lucidity? You can start telling our story now, Lexx.
My captain is Stanley Tweedle. I do everything he commands.
The utterly useless. Totally incompetent. Incredibly repulsive. Completely cowardly.
We worship his divine shadow and beg his forgiveness.
Absolutely abominable. Stanley H. Tweedle is, unfortunately, in fact, our captain. And is constantly getting himself and everyone else in trouble.
I must be in the wrong place.
Not at all, Stan. You're exactly in the right place. For what I have in mind.
But there's also two other crew members, the Dead Man Kai and Zev. Gorgeous, wonderful, lickable Zev. If I only had a tongue, I would place it on her lips. If I only had a tongue, I would slide it down her hips. If I only had a tongue, I would make her grunt and squeak. If I only had a tongue, I would plant it on her cheek.
I thought that we were going to tell our story so far.
Sorry. Let's go back to the security guard. Get that out of the way first. Stanley Tweedle was with the Austral B heretics, the enemies of the Divine Order. But one day, coming back from a sex satellite, he led his Shadow's forces right into his own camp.
Vessel approaching at 3/4, identify yourself.
It's me, Assistant Deputy Backup Courier Stanley Tweedle.
All vessels to battle stations. League intruder approaching at 3/4.
No, it's me, Stanley Tweedle, Assistant Deputy Backup Courier. I was just visiting Stanley's pleasure transport.
Divine shadow upon me!
All the Austral B heretics were killed, except Stanley Tweedle.
Austral B heretics come in. This is Assistant Deputy Backup Courier Stanley Tweedle. I'm low on air and awaiting instructions. Austral B heretics, please come in. This is Assistant Deputy Backup Courier Stanley Tweedle. Awaiting instructions.
This is Subcom Febo. Astral B Sector 245 Command. Tell us where you are, Stanley Tweedle, and we'll come and say hello.
I'm transmitting my coordinates. Can't you tell where I am by my signal, Subcom Febo?
Your direct signal is too weak. We are reconstructing reflections.
How do I know you're the real thing?
Who else would be way out here scanning low-power signals?
Mercenaries.
Suffocation is not exactly the nice way to die. Tell me, Stanley, how often do ships normally pass this way? And aren't we both transmitting on an encrypted stream I didn't know any mercenaries had access to?
Okay, I buy that.
Thank you, Stanley Tweedle. And Stanley.
Yes, Subcom Vepo.
How do you spell sucker? Sucker, 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 sucker.
Stanley did not exactly hold up under torture, and the Divine Order soon found the amino acid codes hidden in his teeth, which they used to destroy the 94 reform planets. Stanley himself was taken to the cluster and made a security guard, and has been famous as the arch-traitor Stanley Tweedle ever since.
You! I know you! Stanley Tweedle! It's him! Stanley Tweedle! Stanley Tweedle!
But Stanley couldn't cut it, even as a fourth-class security guard, and it wasn't long before he was in trouble again.
You must enter yourself into Correction Center number 40 before watch change today, Stanley Tweedle. And may his merciful shadow fall upon you.
I was supposed to escort a prisoner here, Stanley Tweedle, 467329-43, Department 511, Level 4.
Yeah?
He is refusing to turn himself in.
Yeah?
I thought that if you told me what his punishment would be for not showing up, that might help persuade him.
Oh. Give me that number again.
467329-43, Department 511, Level 4.
If he's not here when we close at watch change, termination order will be issued automatically. It's about 20 minutes.
Termination?
That's what it says. Termination.
But he's a designated data cooperator. He can't be terminated because he might be needed someday for important information.
DDC, eh? Oh, sorry. That expired 5 months ago. Let's see. He's a level 4, class 47 transgression. Normally, cauterization. But he's got 991 demerits, and there's a special notation, so it looks like 1 to 3 organs.
1 to 3 organs?
Yeah. He'll have to donate 1 to 3 organs, depending on demand.
Demand?
Demand for soft organs is red hot right now, so he's pretty well sure to be a triple donor.
But he didn't even do anything. It's just a mix-up.
Life's a mix-up, huh?
What organs?
Usual combo. Eyeball, kidney, testicle. If they want bone, they'll take an arm or a leg, but we haven't done a limb cut in days. I'd suggest he turn himself in. After all, triple organ's better than a termination, huh?
May his merciful shadow fall upon you.
Nah.
Stanley Tweedle did not do well under adverse circumstances, and his circumstances were becoming more and more adverse.
3 organs. 3 organs? Better than termination.
This correction center is now closed.
It's me! I'm here!
Fugitive alert. Fugitive alert. This fugitive wanted for immediate termination.